This conference will now be recorded.
Unmute yourself, Oba. I'm asking to you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Oracle storage. Is this like the physical storage?
Uh-huh.
And then it's allocated area in the Oracle database, physical storage.
Okay. In layman terminology, we say storage. Means storage is the area where you are storing something, right?
Yes.
So, for database concern, what you are storing? You are storing your data, right?
Okay.
So, there are some certain terminology on which Oracle stores the data. So, we are going to discuss that terminology. Okay. So, first thing you will listen here, table space. Table space, right? Second thing is data file. Third thing is segments, right? Fourth thing is extents. And the last thing is data blocks, right? What is the one data block size in Oracle 12c or 11g?
One bit.
Yeah, 8K. Okay, we are going to cover and relate all these things in a single format. Now, there are two types of storage. One is logical logical storage. Another thing is physical storage, right? So when we are saying logical storage, logical means they are logically exist. What does it mean? You are not able to see them. What does it mean? You can access data by using logical storage, but they are basically not existing anywhere, right? Now we are saying physical means they are actually existing, but you cannot access physical storage without logical storage, right? Now
Okay.
here the point, table space is a logical storage here. That is the terminology that can be nominated for Oracle only. What it means, you can access a table space, and table space can have multiple data files. So here table space is a logical storage space, and data file is a physical storage. I will show you data file, right? Now, if we say table space, so table space further divided into following parts. So one table space can have multiple segments, have multiple segments, right?
Okay.
And these segments are equal size segments. And one segment can have multiple extents, right? I'm not drawing anymore. And one extent can have multiple data blocks. Okay, so this is right? So this is what, this is table space, this is table space, and one table space can have multiple segments, and one segments have multiple extents, and extents can have multiple data blocks, right?
Right.
That concept is clear,
That's clear.
right? Now, one table space can have multiple data files, right? What are these? These are data files, right? And I will show you. Select DSC $, $, space, right? So spaces, right? So these are views. These are different views from where you can check DSC DBA underscore data files. Right? So here you can see you can access those data from different types. So select table space underscore name comma file underscore name from DBA underscore data underscore files, right? So you will see set line equals 200, call file name for a 50, and you will see, right? So these are what? These are table spaces. These are table spaces. Inside table space, more than one data file can have, right? Here you can see. I can group by table space. Order by table space. I see. So are you able to see? You can see one stable space can have two data files. There are two data files, right? Now, why I
Yes,
am
sir.
saying physical and logical? Physical and logical. So I'm going to show you physically. So what is the path? Path is Oracle base cd dollar oracle underscore oracle underscore base slash Aura cd Aura data cd orc. So you can see these are the physical data files, right? They are physically existing .dbf, right? So basically data is stored in data files, right? But Oracle access them those data file by using table spaces.
Okay, so they're
So
like
table
variables.
spaces, yeah, spaces are not physically existing. Data files are physically existing, but Oracle or you can access them by using table space only. Now, if you want to add a data file, means you if you want to create a data file, then you need to create a table space. Inside a table space, there is a data file. One table space, at least one table space can have at least one data file, right? That is clear or not?
That's clear.
So table space is what? Table space is a physical storage. Sorry, table space is a logical storage, and data file is a physical storage.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, I
Now,
understand that.
now this block. When we say block exactly block is containing the data. So how block is containing the data? Basically, when we say block has following parts, right? So the topmost part is called header. This is the header, right? Thereafter, the part is called table directory. Thereafter, there is a part that is called row directory, and your data reside at the lower part of your block, of any block, basically. So this is what this is header, right? This is what this is. Sorry, this is table directory. I will tell you what is the purpose of all these areas. This is what this is row directory, right? And this is what this is your data.
This is just one data file.
Yeah, basically your data means whatever the data is existing, that means basically that is existing in your data file, right? Now, if we say data file is basically the physical storage, right? But
Okay,
when we are saying table space basically accessing those data files. So there should be a pattern to store those data. So the table space divided into segments, and segment further divided into extents, and basically the minimum part of storage is data blocks. Basically your data reside inside data block. Whenever you fire a query, then data blocks are accessed through table spaces, inside segments, inside extent, inside data blocks. Right? Now when we are saying data block, they are physically somewhere stored. They are storing in data file. Got my point?
yes. What's your points?
Okay. So when we are saying header, now first of all, header, right? So what information header is containing basically? When you fire a query or when you create a DML or DTL, right? Or any type of sorting or any type of select statement. So your first of all that specific block is accessed, right? So first of all, this block contains what kind of data it is containing. Means what kind of data in this block. Whether it is related to constraint, whether it is related to table, whether it is related to index, whether it is related to trigger, means what kind of data it is keeping, that block is keeping, right?
Right.
Whether it is related to view, right? So what kind of data this block is containing, right? Second point is transaction information. Information means if any DML or DTL or any transaction is happening on the data on this table on this header, right? So means on this data block. So that information kept in header that this type of DML is operating on this data blocks data, right? This type of DTL are performing on this type of data. This type of select statement are accessing this block's data. So all these informations are kept on the header, right? Second thing is, third thing is the address of this block on the disk, right? Where where this block is located, right? That means address of block, right? Block address. So that header is keeping all those information. Whenever anybody wants to access the data of this data block, these information are maintained on the top of header. Okay. Now, if this block is containing any tables related data, then that information related to those tables will be kept in this table directory, like their structure and how many rows are there, like so it means like this type of information. Now, row directory. When I say you have to read the line which is situated in ABC book and 15th page and third paragraph, right? When I'm saying you have to read a line which is situated, which is located in a particular book, like I'm calling it ABC book, and the 15th page of that ABC book, and third paragraph of that ABC book, and fourth line of that ABC book,
Okay.
right? So you can easily reach to that line, right? If I will say you have to read this line and this is situated in this book, then you have to find every page and every paragraph and line by line you have to go to find that line, particular line. But if I will tell you the exact address of that line, then you can easily reach to that line. Understanding or not?
So please can you repeat it once.
Yeah, I'm coming to the point why I'm telling this story to you, because
Yeah.
this row directory block keeps the address of row that is existing in this data area, because these means whatever the data is stored here, that is kept row by row, right? Data is kept row by row, row by row.
Yeah.
every row has its own address, and that address has been maintained here in row directory, right? That's why I have told that story that you have to read this line, and this line is situated in this book's 15th page, third paragraph, and fourth line, right? So this offset address is situated in has been kept in this row directory area. So once a row has been requested, automatically the information of that row is situated in row directory, and automatically that address on which that row is located, automatically that request will lead to that address, right? So this above three part is called block overhead. The combination of these three parts is called block overhead, right? Clear?
Yeah.
Now, this blank area, this blank area, this is a blank area, right? Why this is a blank area? Once the data will increase, that area will be occupied,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Top to top data area will increase from bottom to up, from bottom to up, right? And by
Right.
default, the 10% of every block will remain free, right? That
Yeah.
10% will always remain free for further alteration, updation, right? Means whatever the data is existing here, maybe someday that has been updated. So that for updation or alteration, a space is required. So that 10% space is remain reserved for that purpose,
Okay. That makes sense. I understand.
right? Now this block overhead, when we say block overhead, so this block overhead basically keep information about the data, means exactly where your data is situated. Block overhead means header, table directory, and row directory. In combination of these three, will
Okay.
tell you that where exactly your block is situated. Okay.
Will it be situated in the space, in the right space?
Yeah. In the means once your query you will query that data, automatically you will reach to that specific that correct location on the correct.
What
That's
was the
clear.
name? Please, can you repeat the name? I can just.
Means if we say block overhead is what? Header plus table directory plus row directory, right? The combination of these three will keep exact information of your data. Means let's assume you have had a query, select name, comma, age, comma, address from employee where salary is greater than 10 dollars or $10,000, right? So
Okay.
that information should reach to a specific location, and how that information will reach to that specific location, that is because of block. Okay, so this was the structure of your data block. This was the data block. Means how data block is keeping your data.
Yeah.
That's clear.
Perfectly.
Now, again, that table space is divided into two parts. When we say table space further divided into two parts. Right? Table here, table space, right? So it further divided into two parts. One is small file table space, right? One is small file table space. Another one is big file table space. Small file table space. Another one is big file table space, right? So small file table space and big file table space. What these are basically? No, a small file table space can have this small file table space can have 1022 data files, right? And in each data file, 4 million data blocks, or we can say 4 million or 2 to the power 22. How I can do, right? 2 to the power 22 data blocks, right? One small file table space can have 1022 data file, and each data file can have 4 million data blocks. Clear? Now, big file table space. Oh, you have disconnected.
This conference will now be recorded.
So now, if we say big file table space, that big file table space can have only one data file, right? But this data file can contain 4 billion data blocks, or we can say 2 to the power 52, right? So
Right.
in our general functionality, we never use this big file table space, right? We use this small file table space only, right? So this small file table space can again divided into two parts, right? Further, system table space, and second one is non-system table space, right? This non-system table space divided into two parts, right? One is locally managed, one is locally managed, Another one is dictionary managed. Right? So what do you mean by this locally managed and dictionary managed? When we say locally managed, what it means? It means whether that table space have any further space, means blank space to store the data, right? What it mean? What it mean? Whether it has any free extent or free data blocks or free segment. This type of information has been stored on the header of table space itself, right? But in case of dictionary manage, that has been that type that information has been created in a separate data dictionary, right? So this dictionary managed table space has been depreciated. These table space are depreciated. Those are not in use. Means Oracle has been depreciated these type of table space, and Oracle is not recommending to use dictionary type table space. But in
Okay.
old environment that are using and they are continuing to use, but Oracle is not recommending that you will use dictionary managed table space, and Oracle also depreciated these type of table spaces. But if those type of table spaces are existing from your old time, then that can be continued,
Okay.
right? So means locally managed table spaces are the default table spaces. When we say default, this is the default table space, right? If you are not mentioning anything, automatically by default, a small file table space will be created,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And if you are not mentioning anything, then by default, automatically, locally table space will be, right? And this system and non-system is what? The system table spaces are those spaces those Oracle uses use for their storing Oracle's related information. Means some metadata are maintained like in data dictionary, right? Yeah, I have shown you some $, DBA dictionary here related to table space. So there are thousands of such type of data dictionary, $, and DBA type of data tables. So those informations are maintained in system table space. In this here, the sysocs and system, this undo, these are what? These are system table spaces,
Okay.
right? So, but this academia data appraisal and users is also by default created in system table space. This is also, or means we can say that has been created inside a separate area, but this is not, we can say, system table space, but this undo, system, sysocs, and some temp table spaces as well. Select star from $, temp file, right? Here you can see this is also a temp table space containing one temp data file, right? This is also system table space. But other than system, whatever the table space you will make, that is non-system table space. And non-system table space can have locally managed or dictionary managed. Clear? That point is clear?
Okay, so system table space only has dictionary managed, but
No, 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 not like that.
sorry, only has
Not
locally
like that.
managed. Sorry.
Yeah, system tables are locally managed.
Okay. Whilst non-system table space can be dictionary managed, but it's not recommended.
Yeah, but you will not see any dictionary managed table space in future, right?
Pardon?
Those are the in future you
Okay.
will not see any dictionary managed table space,
Okay.
right? Because Oracle has been depreciated those type of table spaces. That is clear. All
Okay.
everything is clear or not?
That's very clear.
So thereafter I will jump into the command line. Okay. So whether I have to save this or I have to remove this. I think you have taken the snap.
Yes, I've taken down notes.
Now this was the concept, right? This is all concept. Now I'm going to implement it. So when you say create a table space, right? So how many parts means how many things you can mention there. So the syntax is create table space, table space name, just like I'm giving the name OBA underscore TBS. This is a table space name, right? Thereafter you are giving a location. Thereafter data file. Every table space have at least one data file. Without data file you cannot create a table space. I am giving the location U01 app Oracle Aura data and OBA underscore DPS means whatever the name you want to give. Dot DPF is the extension, right?
Okay.
And you will give the size. I have given this 10M. And if you want that, let's assume that 10M will be completely exhausted, means completely filled. Thereafter, what will the what will the next? You need to add another data file to that table space. But you can give the extension, means the extended means once it will fill 10M, then it will extend for this up to this maximum size. So you can say auto extend on, right? Next, let's make it 100, right? Next 10 M, and thereafter you will give max size, max size 2 GB, right? This is simple syntax, means what you have did here, you have created a table space boba tps, data file is this, you have given the initialization size, that will be means that data file with 100 M will be created. But once 100 M will be 100 M will be filled completely, automatically 10 M will also again added to that 100 M. That will become 110, right? Here I have given auto extend on next 10 M, right? Once it will reach to maximum boundary, automatically it will be extended for 10 MB. But the max size is 2G, means it will not go beyond 2G, right? Means why I am giving this max size? This is compulsory to give whenever you are creating a table space with auto extend. Then it is always mandatory, means always not mandatory, always recommended that you should give a max size value there. If you are not giving max size value, automatically unlimited will be taken, right? If you are not giving this max size parameter, you are not giving this one, right? This max size, if you are sorry, if you are not giving this max size parameter, then automatically unlimited will be considered, right? So what is the meaning of unlimited? That table space can extend up to 31 GB. Unlimited means 31 GB, right? That point is clear or not?
That's clear.
Right? So size 2G, or you can give unlimited. It is this is default. Means if you are not using max size parameter, automatically unlimited will be considered. And if unlimited will be considered, then it can go up to 31 GB. Right? So it is always recommended that, and if 31 GB is not vacant in your drive, then it will throw an error. So that's why to means manage your physical storage, then you have to mention here the size 2G, 2M, 2T. 2T means 2 terabyte, like that. So I will create this not 2G because not so much of space I have. 500 MB. I will copy, paste it here, right? And invalid create TABLESPACE. Again I will copy. And what is the location of my data file? The location is this. Known. Why? I will type here. Create table space oba underscore dps. Right? It can go to next line. Data file space single quote, and you will give this where you want to create u01 app oracle ora data slash orcl slash opa underscore tps, or you can give directly as well tps 01 dot dbf, right? Size 5M, right? I'm creating very small. Auto extend on next NM add max size added. Right, table space created. Right, when you will go and physically see, then over TPS is created here. Data file. So this data file means whatever you want to save, then you can save inside this over TPS. Right, I will use this table space for further practical in your for you. Now, the point is this: these are only the parameter we can use with table space. No, there are following parameters. I am going to give you a general statement. General is create table space and the table space name. Table space underscore and data file and data file path. Data file path. Whatever the thing I am writing means inside single quotes that you need to provide, right? Now, how many means what will the size of your extent that you can also mean minimum size of your extent, minimum extent, and that you will give integer, and that integer can be in kb's or mb's or these only kb's or mb's, right? Next point is block size. You can create your block size table spaces as well. By default, if you are creating a table space, automatically 8K block size table space will be created, right? So block size and integer integer k, right? K. Next is logging public no log, right? Means whether you want to create, means if any transactions happen in this table space on that table space data, then whether the redo logs related to those data will be created or not, right? So whatever the things I'm going to put in green, those are default values. So 8K is the default value for this. Logging is the default value here. By default logging. No, default storage. This is basically not required, and before of that I will tell you online or offline, right? By default online table space will be created. Means online means that table space is available to use. That table space is available to use.
Okay.
Offline means that table space is not available to use. Got my point?
Yeah, but
Next is next is sorry, permanent default. Permanent or temporary. So that table space is permanent table space or temporary. No. This is not like that temporary table space as I have mentioned to you, that undo temporary. I have shown you that table space. That is not like that,
Okay.
because once you defining that parameter inside this area, inside this, inside create table space, then that can be become permanent by using alter table space command. That can meet any time permanent. But if you are creating a temporary table space like this, means here I have shown you this, this one, this temporary table space. So at least one temporary table space is required in the database, and this cannot be permanent. This is the different thing, and this parameter inside your create table space, that is the different thing. Means if you have created this table space by giving temporary, then it can become permanent, right? But that table space that I have shown you in my VM, that is temporary table space. And at least one temporary table space should exist in, means that is mandatory. That should exist in in every database. Now, how that table space will be created? So here you have to mention create temporary table space, and in place of data file, you have to mention temp file, right? Then this table space will be created. This one, right? The entry of that table space will go into variable temp file. At least one temporary table space should present in database to for doing activities like sorting, grouping, order by, right? For these purpose, this temporary table space will be used, right? But if you are giving that thing in here, so that by default, that means by the default value is this permanent. If you are not mentioning anything, automatically permanent type of table space will be created,
Okay.
right? But if you are giving temporary, then you can make it permanent anytime. But if you have creating a temporary, mentioning here create temporary table space, then you cannot make it permanent.
Okay.
But both are different thing. Both are different thing. That is basically the temporary table space, and this is online table space, online permanent table space. Both are different. Don't mess with these two terminology. Next is default storage. Now, default storage is what? That
The
this is basically not required. This is basically not required in current scenario, in current environment, because where you are creating, that will become the default means default storage. So with default storage, you can mention, means when you are mentioning default storage, and the clause, right? And what are those clause? Those are, first is extent management, means how extent will be managed. So this extent can management, and again a clause. And what is that clause? That extent management can be divided in two parts. Means that can be managed by two ways. One is locally, as I have told you, local extent management local means in place of clause you can give extent management local. And when you are giving local, what it means, that further dividing in two parts. right? Means whether that local extent will be uniform size or auto allocated. That is auto allocated or can be uniform size, and you will give the size k or m, whatever the value, whatever the size you want, size, and thereafter k or m, right? So whatever the things I'm writing in greater than and less than symbol, that you need to provide, and whatever the things I am writing with means writing without that single greater and, that is default, right? And here this one is default, auto allocated. Auto allocate is default, right? So default, if you are using default storage, so default storage is what?
So the default storage is
Basically what this is not required to give. This is basically not required to give. Your extent management will complete the task. Means how you will write extent management local, right? And if you are writing extent management local, that means that will be by default auto allocated. But if you are writing extent management local uniform size and 100 m, so 100 m means every extent with 100 m will be allocated in your database. But if you are saying means extent management local only, then by default the auto allocator will be activated, right? Next is, so just I forgot one thing, and local and dictionary. Second is dictionary, right? No. If you are using dictionary, if you are using dictionary, then you need to provide the segment space management as well. But forget it. Don't get confused. I'm not going inside of that. So you can also mention segment space management space, and that again will divide into two parts. One is auto, another one is manual. One is auto and another one is manual, right? If you are using manual, then you have to provide the extent, that minimum extent, maximum extent, free list, right? We will cover it. What is these terminology? Then you have to extent management local. Thereafter, you have to provide max extent and number of max extent, right? You have to do integer, comma, min extent, again integer. that
This
time you have
conference will now be
collected.
recorded.
So just I will scroll down, right? Whatever the thing I have did, I will scroll down. So this is the thing, this I have tell you, right? That will come to your recording. Thereafter, that commands I have had, all those commands I have had, these are all already available. Thereafter, I have this alter online, right? First, I have make it offline. Thereafter, I have make it online. First, I have made it offline, right? Here, I have made it offline. Thereafter, I have made it online, right? I have shown you, right? This is offline, and then it has become online. And thereafter, I have made it read only. You have asked that whether I can do anything. Yes, it has given me an error. Thereafter, I have made it read write, and thereafter, I have created that table, and thereafter, I have told you that if you are logging with a schema with a user, there is a default table space for that user. If you are not mentioning any table space name with your create table syntax, automatically that table will be created on that default table space. Okay. Next is resize. If you want to resize your data file, so alter database data file, and the data file path u01 app oracle ora data /orgl slash opa dbs 01 dot dbf and resize 500 MB. So you can see initially it was this, that has been become this. Initially as well, that was 50 MB. Now it has become 500 MB. Right? Initially the size was 50 MB. Now it has become 500 MB. Right? Now,
Okay.
if you want to, means draw that table space, right? Or you want to first you want to move the location. Okay, you want to move the location. So for moving the location, prior to prior to 12c, you have to put your database in mount file, right? First you have to make your table space offline. So alter table space opa underscore dbs offline, right? And thereafter you have to move the location. So there are two ways. Either you will go with alter database rename, or you can go with alter table space table space name opa underscore dbs, right? Thereafter you will get rename, means you are renaming. So moving a data file or renaming, both are same thing. So in renaming you can rename your file, right? As well as you can move your file. So let's assume you don't have any more space available on this location. You can move that data file to another mount point. So rename rename data file. So data file name is u01 app oracle or data slash orcl slash oba dps 01, right? So what do you want to rename it to? To slash u01 slash app slash oracle slash or data data and you can move it here over dps 01 dot right. So DBA, I have mentioned DBA. We have to run DBS 01, the same name. Right? Such file or directory. DB Oracle Aura data. Over DBS 01. I'm moving it on capital words. Right? Both are different. Rename data file this to this, and that location is existing, right? Okay. So there is some change. Actually, I forgot to tell you. I have to move because I have made it offline. Prior to doing this, I have made it offline. Now, why this error is coming? No such file or directory. Because before running this command, I have to move that file physically to that location, right? So it is see not found. This is not found. So what I need to do, I just have to move. So I just have to move this Aura TPS 01 to this location, this from here to here. And in Linux, everything is case sensitive. Keep it in your mind. Right? Keep this thing in your mind that everything is case sensitive. If you're writing in capital or small, both are different. Okay. So mv opa tps dot tpf mv opa tps. So where I am situating right now, pwd. So mv is the command to move opa tps 01 dot to slash u01 fpp oracle aura data slash orc. Right now if we see that is not existing here, but where it is existing, aura data ln cd capital orc. Now ln, see that has been shifted to here. Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Now now I will run that command. Alter. Right, so means in your database that file has been shifted to there, that location. Now I will alter table space. I will make that table space online. Over dbs online. So what are the steps? First, make your table space offline. Right, when you will make your table space offline, nobody can access it. Thereafter, move your data file physically from one location to another location. Thereafter, rename your data file, means inform your control file that now previously the location of this data file here, that has been shifted to here. Right, so you can do this work, you can do this work without downing your database as well. Right,
Okay.
now next is dropping your data file. Right, sorry, adding a data file to your database. So alter table space add data file and the data file path. So slash u01 slash app slash oracle slash aura data slash capital ORCL slash oba tps. Here you can see that file is not existing now, right now, right? Okay, so I am oba tps 02 dot dbf, right? And you have to mention the size. You have to mention the size, and by default that is auto extend. And if you want to make it auto extend off, then you have to mention it. So size 10 and auto extend off means that will remain up to 10 only, right? That will not go beyond 10. Okay, so auto extend off. Okay, I am not giving the name. I'm going to add another data frame, right? Third one, or same location, or you can mention another. And here I'm going to extend, auto extend on 1M, right? And thereafter I will make max size This is always recommended when you are making your tablespace auto extend, and you should have to mention the max size. Otherwise, it will go up to unlimited, means up to 31 GB by default. So max size 100 MB, right? Command not ended. Auto extend on next 1M and max size 100. Okay, so 3 data file has been added to your machine, to your table space, right? So one table space can have multiple database, then can go up to 1022 data. That point is clear or not?
Yeah, please could you go over that once again? That wasn't too
Your voice disappear in between. I'm not
clear.
able to. I'm not able to hear your complete sentence. Yeah.
Hold on, let me just reconnect.
No. Not able to hear you. Come again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay then. Please could you just quickly go over that last point? I wasn't as clear.
Hmm?
I wasn't too clear on that last point.
Last one. So alter table space over TBS, add data file path with name you have given. Thereafter, the initial size. What will the initial size? Then the initially 10 MB will be given to him, given to
Okay,
that data file. Thereafter, I have instructed that when that 10 MB will be filled, that has been auto extend for next 1 MB, means 1 MB again extended, and it will go up to 100 MB only
okay.
maximum, right? Now, if we are going to see it, if we are going to see it, then we can see it from uh, see over TBS is there. So select table space underscore name, comma, file name from DBA underscore data file set and all file underscore name for right. So you can see over TBS and order by table space, right? You can see over TBS have 3 data. Okay. now you want to drop this table space, or I will show you to make temporary table space as well. Okay. So alter, sorry, create temporary table space, table space name temp DBS, right? And here you will give temp file, and the temp file path slash u01 app oracle Aura data slash orcl slash temp dbs 01.dbs, right? And size 10 MB, and everything is default. Everything default means it will go up to max size 31 GB, right? And extend management will be local, segment space management will be auto, right? By default it will create the temporary, because this is temporary table space I have mentioned there, so that has been created. Now if you want to make this table space as a running default temporary table space, right? So you have to make it default and restart it. I'm not going to do that. Now if you want to drop any table space, so the syntax is drop table space, table space name temp tps. Now here are following part. One is including content, right? Including contents, right? When you are writing including contents means whatever the table space information, metadata information, table space metadata information that Oracle is have, that all will be deleted, right? But physically that data file will remain, right? So I'm dropping this table space by this option, right? Now again I am creating another table space, so I'm going to show you that data file is existing there, that temporary data file is existing there. See, that temp dbs01.dbf is existing there, that has not been dropped, right? So create, that can also be used again. Create table space. So that is, I am showing all these example with temporary, right? But the same you can do with normal table space as well. Don't get stuck that I'm showing you in temporary that you cannot do with other one as well, right? So this is the command is same for dropping all the table space, but and the concept is all same. If you are doing including contents, then all the metadata information will be deleted from data dictionary and all, but physical data file will remain, and you can reuse it, right? Table space temp underscore underscore 01, right? And thereafter reuse temp file and temp file path. slash app slash slash data slash or slash temp dbs 01.dbs. Right? This is sentence. You have to create another table space and connect that physical already existing temp file with that or data file with that table space. Right? Is that
Good.
okay?
That's okay.
Now, if you are dropping your table space, including contents and data files, right? Table space is not existing basically. So temp underscore 0. That is the table space name, right? And this is applicable for all. Drop table space name including contents and data file, and thereafter you can also give cascade constraints. Cascade constraints, right? But I'm not using this is the complete syntax, means whatever the constraints will be, they all will be deleted as well. So I'm not using it. I'm just using from here. Generally we only use up to here, right? So drop table space tab 0 including contents and data files. So when you will run this command, then associated data file will also be deleted. You can see no temp dbs01. Is that clear? So summarizing the thing that how many types of table means what are the means data dictionary and table spaces are there, right? So first is DBA underscore table spaces, right? And B dollar table space. Third thing is data file related. So DBA underscore data underscore files, right? And B dollar data file, right? Next is temp related. So DBA underscore temp underscore files, right? And B dollar data file. Sorry, B dollar temp file, right? So this is all about your what table space, right? There are some points are left, but I will cover those points tomorrow. Okay. Undo table space is also left. That will also cover tomorrow, as well as I will cover tomorrow the user management. And tomorrow I am not going to office, so my activity cancelled. So we will meet at 7 a.m. Okay. Is that okay, Oba? Hello? Is that okay?
That's
I'm not able. Okay,
what you see.
thanks. Is there
Not
any confusion?
okay. So you're able to come tomorrow.
So see you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. UK time,
Yeah.
right? Okay, see you tomorrow. I'm going to end the session.